Hey, Loco sports fans. What a jaunty little intro into a Monday night edition of the Loco Sports Lowdown. Justin Jarrett along with Wes Kerr and Marcus Walsh. And we'll see if Max is able to jump in and join us as he normally is able to on Monday nights, but never do know. The busy life of a parks and recreation professional. And it's
Absolutely.
a busy night, a busy day and evening around the Loco as we are into full-on playoff fever now. We got a fever, and the only cure is more playoffs. We had volleyball playoffs tonight. We had the first round of the state golf tournament today at Hilton Head Lake, so it was a little soggy out there this afternoon. We had a region cross country meet, but it was a small one in 1A. We had I guess that's the big stuff. We had football on Friday night that we're going to get to, checking out some great highlights from Friday night, including that great comeback from
Great.
Bluffton against Bishop England. And we got the World Series on. Dodgers up 1-0, and we got the Chiefs playing more like the Cheeks in the first half against
In
Washington
fact,
so far.
it's Sports Equinox Day. All four major sports games going.
It is. Yeah, you're right. The Sports Equinox, the first day of the year that we have such occasion, right?
Has gone yard.
Oh, he sure has. It's now 2-0 Doyers. He led off the game with a double. He's now gone yard, the greatest baseball player in the world. Behold him. I have a ticker for you that's got some news, and we'll get through it here. The show tonight presented, as always, by Mickelson Law Firm and WHHI TV. Mickelson Law Firm, our original sponsor, our all-star sponsor, presenting sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage, and our official real estate closing attorney, but they can help you with all your legal needs over at Mickelson Law Firm in downtown Bluffton. And WHHI TV, our longtime partner in local sports, Marcus Walsh, always toeing the line between the two entities to give you all the local sports news he can give you. And we appreciate your partnership and your friendship, Marcus, and WHHI
Absolutely.
TV.
Ditto.
And you got one more game on the schedule, Thursday night special
Yes.
in the den. Ooh, doggy.
Really looking forward to that one for sure. And then I'm gonna go see the afternoon delight between HHCA and Hilton Head Prep on Friday afternoon as well. The World Series. So looking forward to both of those for sure.
Yeah, it's kind of a split schedule between Thursday and Friday. We have a couple of games on Thursday, I think 4 or so, and then the rest on Friday. So we may have to do an early pigskin preview on Wednesday, or we might just preview the 4 games leading into that.
I think we'll split it up probably and preview the 4 Wednesday and then the rest of them on Thursday. Probably makes the most sense, but we'll get our heads around that. But before we get to the football, a lot of other stuff going on, and you might have been tipped off to it if you were reading through the ticker. But the first of all, the state golf tournament getting started today, and we told you last week how close it was. 2 strokes separating the top 3 teams, with South Aiken just barely beating Hilton Head and May River. So we knew the local teams would be right in the mix this week at Hilton Head Lakes, and they're more than in the mix. Your Seahawks are on top. They shot a 314, really good round in tough conditions today. 9-shot lead over May River. South Aiken, a fairly distant third, but still within striking distance, at least of May River.
Because you divide 9 by 5, and it's like almost a 2-shot lead in the individual stroke play tournament. It's
right, yeah. So it doesn't amount to a whole lot when you get down to it. So we'll come down to tomorrow for sure. You'll have to play well to get out of there with the win. But Hilton Head in great position, and a lot of it to do with Harper Hedden, who shot the low round of the day with a 73. So the Seahawks looking good over there at Hilton Head Lakes.
Yeah, that's great to see. You know, May River has been the dominant power in girls golf the last few years, but like what the Seahawks have done, Coach Ron Grant, I assume that he's still there. He's been doing yeoman's work with that program, and what a start.
No, I think he handed it off this year, if I'm not mistaken, to Aaron Tanner, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's right.
Right. So new leadership first year, and that would be quite a way to debut with a state title. They're one round away from doing that. So that's pretty cool stuff there for the Seahawks.
If I can just chime in for a second, I've got a question. Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Harper Hedden at one time at Hilton Head Prep?
Yeah, she was.
I knew
Definitely.
that name sounded familiar. I think she played basketball, didn't she?
She did. Yeah.
You know, a lot of those young ladies did multiple sport, like basketball and a different sport over there at Prep. It was good to see. But yeah, you know, transfer coming in and performing well. That's a heck of a boost for that program. And you know, don't forget about Catherine Gavin, who had a big afternoon with the 77. So, or morning afternoon where they played. But yeah, great round from her. And then, but what I was going to say, don't count May River. That team has championship pedigree, and Haley Zal with a nice day at the 76. Not sure everyone else did, but they were probably closer towards those you know, high upper 70s in terms of their scores. So I think it's all on the table tomorrow, and Hilton's going to have to continue what they've done. It's going to be another rainy day. It looks like, checking the weather out here, cool and rainy conditions. It appears 60. Let me see if I can check the official. Or at least the weather app that I have, it's a little better over there in Bluffton. But yeah, it was not a big chance of 24%, so a little cloudy and cool. It's only gonna be a high 60. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be British Open like conditions out at Hilton Lakes.
Should be cool conditions for.
It's gonna be that way for a little bit about all week.
Still, but not as big a chance of rain. It looks like tomorrow.
Football weather.
Yeah, definitely. Get your layers ready for this weekend, folks.
Yeah, you might want to pull out the rain gear this weekend because it's getting a little chilly out there.
Looks like things are going to be dry, but it's going to be windy.
Dry for football nights.
Yeah. For Thursday night and Friday, it looks dry.
Looking good.
It's going to definitely be brisk.
Yes, bring the jackets. It's going to be you know, full on football playoff weather because it is.
Yeah, and then speaking of brackets, brackets, they rhyme. Looking at the brackets, I was just looking at the tennis brackets, girls tennis, and Hilton Head went in as the 2 seed in the lower state. They swept past Darlington, and then they beat Bluffton today in the second round. So they would play either May River or South Florence, and they are going to play that match tomorrow at South Florence. So we could have an all Lowco lower state final there potentially, or I'm sorry, that would be lower state semifinal, potentially. And then the volleyball kept rolling on tonight. And Wes, you were able to get over to May River. We had 4 teams go in, and 2 of them going to get out tonight. Bishop England swept Beaufort 3-0. And Buford swept Hampton County 3-0. But Bridges Prep advancing 3-1 over Andrew Jackson, so they'll go to Atlantic Collegiate in round 3. And then you were there in the tank where May River sounds like it was about like last year's match with South Aiken, rowdy, rambunctious, and back and forth. But the Sharks get the sweep tonight.
Yeah, I mean, look, the first set was pretty much in favor of May River, but the second and third, I think, could have gone either way. And the Sharks were up 20-9 in that second set. I mean, it looked like it was well decided because May River was just executing in the better fashion compared to South Aiken, who really struggled early in this game on the road. And I'll tell you what, May River has got some terrific hitters who can really do a good job of finishing off points, but they hit a dry spell, and South Aiken really started to make adjustments and figure things out. And all of a sudden, they came all the way back to tie at 22, and the Sharks were able to do enough just to hold on. They nearly let a 11-point lead, I believe, in that second set slip away. So some scary moments there, because I think if they drop that one, I think that's
a momentum shifter.
Yeah, like that would be hard to overcome. I feel like the South Aiken probably had the advantage the rest of the way had they won that set, but thanks to the terrific play of Emerson Skirch, just a sophomore, she looked like a senior by the way she played out there. Just tremendous hitting, and actually, Emerson Skirtich was great too, but the player I meant to mention, her sister Jensen Skirtich She was also a sophomore who was the big hitter in that match. But the libero Emerson Scourge also was very impactful. But yeah, both those two were tremendous. Jensen with a couple of massive kills in that second set, including I believe the one that got them the win in that set, and what was just an incredible rally by the thoroughbreds to make that interesting. And it's just kind of it is a game of runs, and sometimes it gets to you, and all of a sudden you string 5-6 points together, you call timeout, and they're right back in the set. So I mean, Kendall Doolittle was just insane with her serving. She brought South Aiken back, and I'll tell you what, who else was really good for the thoroughbreds? Aubrey Boyd, just really crafty. She's a sophomore. South Aiken's got some good players. They should be back next year in good fashion, but terrific second set, and then a crazy ending. Just back and forth. It went deep into deuce, I guess you could say, because it was 24-24. Not Sand Sharks. The Sharks had a couple of like 3 or 4 match points that were all saved by South Aiken. And then finally, they get it done 29-27. Some big plays by Josie Duncan, the sophomore, and then as well as Aurora Reek. I'm not sure if it's saying her name correctly, but they had to dig deep to get this one. South Aiken's a great team, and they this is the second straight year they've beaten them, I believe, in the second straight playoffs that they've knocked them out at home.
Right. Correct. I was there last year.
Yeah, right. And even though this only went, this went 3 sets compared to the 4 last year, I thought this was a lot closer, and I thought that South Aiken played a lot better. But Sharks were able to do enough, and now it's going to get tougher. They have to go to Gray Collegiate, who I believe knocked off their opponent tonight, and they're going to have to really be a little more crisper, and they can't afford as many mistakes and lapses as they had tonight if they want to get by the War Eagles. So that should be a fun matchup on the road, but certainly a lot more challenging. Gray Collegiate with the 3-set sweep of Gilbert tonight at home, but unfortunately not the best news for Buford. They were swept by Bishop England, and that's tough to see. But then again, Bishop England certainly showing why they've been a strong squad throughout. So tough for Buford, but still a very strong season for them to win where they did.
I was multitasking and just looked up, and Max had slid in the back door. There he was.
He did.
What's up, buddy? How's it going?
So good.
Hey, man.
So and if you're joining us late, like Max is, Hilton Head leading the Class 4A golf tournament. Hilton Head tennis onto the 3rd round of the Class 4A playoffs, and May River and Bridges Prep volleyball advancing on to the 3rd round of the playoffs. So we got some teams still fighting for those state championships out there, but we're going to find out who's got it, what it takes to get there in football, if anybody. But let's check out some highlights from Friday night, and let's start with your game, Marcus. The WHHI Inter-County Bowl had JP2 and HHCA going at it again. Just played a few weeks ago, and Hilton Christian won at 56-22. New quarterback, but man, he looked a lot like the old quarterback on Friday night. Threw for over 300, rushed for over 100, touchdowns galore.
I said this to Daniel in the start of the second half as things continued to matriculate. There's another big word of the season. I'm full of big words. I love them. Cress Langels looked like a completely different guy. You take a look at Jaden with a huge run there. Cress looked like a completely different guy to my eye in the second half. Just things weren't quite opening up, in my opinion, for him in the first half, but he really was able to showcase his arm in the second half. And obviously we know about his ability to run the football, being a former running back. And he really did a great job of leading that football team. I was just really impressed with both teams and how they just came after each other. I thought JP2 for about 3 1/4 to 3 1/2 quarters went toe for toe with HHCA. They just ran out of steam in that fourth quarter, and
they just needed one
unfortunately,
more
that
stop.
was
They just needed one more stop.
What a great run that was. And I tell you what, that guy Alan Wolf, the teen Wolf, he was absolutely on point.
That was
on
a dime, man.
money.
Jackson Richardson was a man.
Oh,
Friday
Jackson
night,
Richardson
too.
as
He
well.
really
Good
stepped
grief.
Yeah.
Hudson Baker as well
I was going to say,
absolutely insane.
Hudson Baker had 169 yards from scrimmage.
Ooh, my.
Wow.
100 rushing, 69 receiving, and you're going to see a big
and I was
chunk
going to
of the
say,
receiving here in a minute.
Hudson Baker, I think, was the person that JP2 was not ready for. Don't think they saw that one.
Gets him in stride. Hudson Baker off to the races.
Joey Haupt had some great catches in the second half, especially big plays. And
he played a good bit of defense, too.
He did. And I think in terms of what HHCA was able to do against the JP2 offense, I didn't mark it down, but I think that Sean Thalen only caught one ball all night. They did
I don't think he had any catches,
and maybe
actually.
he didn't.
He made a big impact on defense.
They did a great job of holding him offensively.
Give me a second.
Merrick Baroni definitely did a great job. My Baroni.
Joey Haupt double pass. Sam Strum, you got mossed.
He sure did.
That's exactly what I thought when I saw it. I was like, "Yep, that's a Moss kind of moment right there." By the way, I do have the official stats.
And Kayvon Aiken with the pick,
and Kayvon Aiken as well. Yes. He was a dark horse for our player of the game because he was just everywhere.
There you see Ron Paduzzi, Matt Smith, Tony Powers.
I got the official stats here from both teams in their game. Alan Wolf was 2 of 7 for 44 yards. That one pass he had to Zach Moulton.
Yeah,
one that's right.
Baroni, I believe.
Baroni was the was that a yard? It was a yard.
Yeah, I think he had one catch.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
but by the way, I can I just say, like, I will say it again. This is the most confident I've been in this HACA team this season, especially after this win. And the reason is because I think they have right now a more complete offense than I think they've had the entire season. And when I say that, I mean they have a passing game, but they also got Hudson Baker as their running back, and I saw it against First Baptist, and I was like, well, it's First Baptist. I'm not sure what to expect. And someone hit a home run.
The small fat one. Alejandro Kirk.
The Blue Jays have the lead 3-2.
Sorry, I was saying the one thing I think, I saw Hudson Baker when they played First Baptist a couple weeks ago, and he had some great yards. He was bulldozing over some guys from First Baptist. I was like, okay, it's First Baptist. I kind of would expect something like that just because First Baptist has not had a great time on defense this season against anyone.
Right.
And I just didn't expect.
Yeah, you didn't learn much from that.
Yeah. No.
Right.
This game just showed me that for the first time in, I think, 2 years, HACA has a running game that's worthy of being something to worry about if you're the opposing team. It's really important because JP2 has been known to, be real. They have a real solid defense in JP2, and Hudson Baker ran him over. Literally, there are a couple plays he had where he was just bulldozing some guys in a gain for 7 yards, and while he was doing that, he was dragging people behind him. This is a answered prayer. I think if you're a Hilton Head Christian, to find someone who can run the football like Hudson Baker, because once the playoffs come around, he's going to be real handy when the playoffs come around. I can guarantee you that. And I have more confidence than I've ever had in this HACA team this season. And I really do think, whoever they play in the first round of the playoffs, I think they can get a win.
I think that right now, from what I've seen from Hilton Head Christian Academy, it's one game, but it's very encouraging, especially against a team that was playing, I thought, fairly well in JP2. But the questions that I had was, can the offense find another gear, or at least find ways to execute with Langhouse under center, and give all the credit to him. He has done a tremendous job in really tough circumstances. He's had some time, but having to take over an offense mid-season is never easy. And he really has risen to that opportunity. This game, he learned a lot from having to play those last 2 weeks, or having to have those 2 weeks to prepare for this game. And I feel like he's really starting to turn that corner and really find his poise throughout. And the run game, it's just great to see, because I remember Speedy Robinson a couple of
man.
Who was
he was a dog.
an animal.
He was a dude.
But they really haven't had a run game in terms of that caliber. Well, they've had some players who have been stellar, but just to see that round,
not like him.
Yeah,
no. You're right, Wes.
Yeah, so it's looking like they will either get Trinity Collegiate or Florence Christian at home, and
yeah,
that would be interesting.
I like the chances in either of those, honestly.
If they get Florence, if I can just interject for a second, Max, if they get Florence Christian at home, isn't that a rematch of, was it 2 years ago?
Dude, the number of times they've played each other,
they've played each other a ton.
A lot of times.
I remember they played each other in Hayden Chin's last year.
I was there.
And they came back from a couple of scores to win that game. I don't know if you remember that one, Max.
That's right.
I do remember that one.
Yeah, because Florence Christian had those two tough brothers that were backs.
I mean,
over
the years, they've played each other numerous times, both at the 3A level and back when both were in 2A. I mean, they faced each other in the state championship game during the Tommy Lewis. Or no, not Tommy Lewis. It would have been Ryan Mitch. No, it was Ryan Mitch.
Oh, yeah.
Out of the 2 seasons he was there, his first season as head coach, they took on.
They played they beat him 42-7 last year. In the first round.
Yeah. Official stats here for Crest Langhouse: 20 of 26 for 308 yards passing, with 2 touchdowns and an interception. He also had 112 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns rushing as well. So that's extremely good game if you're a quarterback, and especially that is by far Crest Langhouse's best game. And this kid is improving each week. Look, I said on last Thursday, if he can have only 1 interception in this game, I think they have a real shot of winning this game. I took JP2 just because I didn't have all that much faith in HACA going into this game. But I said if Crest can only have a 1 interception type game,
you're right.
It's going to be real interesting between these two. And sure enough, 1 interception. I mean, he's improved. He went from 5 to 3 to 1. And I'm intrigued to see what he does against Hilton Head Prep.
I was talking.
He's going to get better and better.
I was talking to John Hopt after the game, after we did our post game, and I put him aside and we were chatting and whatnot. Obviously, the last time I saw HHCA was the Battery Creek game. And I mean, I was impressed with certain areas of the team, certainly, and they beat a team that they should have beaten, although Battery Creek didn't look horrible that night by any stretch of the imagination, a 36-20 final score. But the team I saw on Friday from HHCA, light years better than what we saw, obviously, back in August. Really, really impressive. And I hope that Hilton Head Prep can stay with them, because if we see the same HHCA team on Friday that I saw on Friday, could get ugly pretty
I think they're going to have a tough time. I think they're going to have a tough time stopping them.
Can I just say, this is also known.
Prep defends the run pretty well, but they have not defended the pass especially well.
Yeah.
Can I also say, this is kind of known of Paduzzi teams. Every now and then they have a team that starts out slow, and as they get into the later half of the season, they start to really pick up momentum. And I think that's one of those teams here. Like, the team that comes to mind was the Dylan Clark era quarterback.
Yes.
Their last.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. I mean, they develop guys, so they get better.
I mean, you have
and with the scheduling the way they do.
And they'll bring up some guys from the JV, once their season's over, and that may be where Aiken came from because he's just a sophomore. So they'll have some reinforcements. They'll be a better team at the end than they were at the start. You can bet on that. Jake, we talked about this the other night, but Reed McCollum no longer enrolled at Hilton Head Christian Academy. So Crestline House, the quarterback going forward. Big win for HHCA. Wes, you were over in Beaufort. And I hope you like defense because you're going to see a lot of defense in these clips and a lot of running the ball. Defensive struggle. May River coming away with a 10-6 win, and it looked like it was going to be kind of a walkover.
I said on Friday, it looked like May River was going to roll in this one, put up like 30 or something, or maybe more than that. But Beaufort's defense really hung in there, and then it took them a while for them to get that offense going. But the Sharks do what they do best. They just do a fantastic job of moving the pile forward, misdirection, and make you work for it to tackle whoever has the football. And, they've got a couple of guys, interchangeable guys who can carry the ball well in the backfield, and it's a really machine-like approach, but they do it very well. But Beaufort's defense, they really did hang in there and make this competitive. And even though Beaufort fell by just 4 points, very encouraging. Even though there was
second half shutout, right?
Yeah. Yes. So
here's the Hudson Tanner field goal. Been on fire ever since he came on the LowcoSports Lowdown.
Man. Looking forward to seeing what he has to offer on Friday for sure. On Thursday, excuse me.
Thursday.
Sure. I'm still screwing that up.
There's a big run.
Thursday night.
Thursday
football. But like I said, Beaufort's defense did a good job to hang in there. James Thomas was an absolute stud. And then you finally got to see the offense finding a jump here for Beaufort as this game went along, but it definitely took a while for the Eagles to really find Isom's run game and to get good blocking. But this drive started from the 1 yard line after a really good punt. Beaufort had to go the entire length of the field to get on the board, and Tyree Isom was a major factor in that as he was the focal point of this drive. But they had to overcome a long penalty. They got pushed back about it was like around a 15-yard penalty that pushed them. I think it was 2 penalties combined actually that put them in a very behind the stick situation, but they're able to uncork a long pass to get them a chance to eventually get that touchdown. But just really hard-working offense from Bryce Liburn's team to get themselves an opportunity to. And here's that long play, I believe, right here. It was a little some trickery to two wide receivers, from one wide receiver to the other, and Liburn with a couple of trickery there to get Beaufort an opportunity here, and eventually they're able to punch it in.
It's too bad Isom's a senior. He's finally kind of coming into his own as a runner there, breaking off some big carries the last few games.
Yeah, it's been good to see Isom get going. Qualik Isner was the guy who caught that pass from Keandre Jenkins on that trick play. 2 wide receivers connecting with each other on that big play to end up moving the sticks, and Isom ending up punching it in for the score. And Beaufort was able to get a stop and get the ball back after that, as you see right here on a 4th down and short. Beaufort comes up. It's my ball. I made the stop. Give it back to us. The Eagles had their opportunity to take the lead, but tip pass interception, and unlucky there for Beaufort as the Sharks end up taking over, able to bleed almost the rest of this clock out. They got back to their bread and butter, that run game, and this is what they do very well. If you have a lead, they know how to grind you down and eat up at that clock, the remaining clock.
Looked like the ball came out there, but maybe River was able to get back on.
Yes, that was scary there for the Sharks, and then they're able to get a long pass over there.
Trying to lateral it.
Lateral hook and ladder play. And well, actually, they said that he was down, I guess, because the Eagles got it back at that spot. But then the next play, you'll see what happens here on a long heave downfield and an easy pick.
That was a bad pass.
And they'll do that. So, an entertaining game despite a lot of defense and punts early on. Yeah. Buford was able to find that groove maybe a little bit too late in offense, but they were able to make it competitive, and that's a good sign for Bryce Lyron's team. But for May River, I like the way they've been able to play some important defense late in a game like this. But I just feel like I'd like to see a little bit more from the versatility that offense.
It's just really hard to imagine them outscoring Bluffton for 4 quarters. I'm having a hard time.
Here's my thing. Like, I just wonder, like, we had all predicted, we thought May River was going to win. We thought Buford could keep it close for about a half, maybe 3 quarters. I don't think we saw it being this close of a game.
No,
I predicted a 3-point game, Max.
Yeah, I think most of us had it within a touchdown.
I predicted a 3-point game.
Low scoring. I thought like 17.
I thought it would be low scoring, but I thought May River would still win by 2 scores. I just thought of it that way. I know Buford has a solid off.
I said 24-21.
I didn't. I expected very low scoring is what I expected. So I got what I expected.
But I
didn't expect quite that
I think
low.
if I'm looking at it, I expect a little more out of May River's offense in that game. Even though it was a 10-6 ball game, like I expect a little more out of them.
Here's the thing, though. I've said it numerous times, and I can tell you because I've talked to people. Andrew Johnson's still struggling with that back, and there's no way that he's going to be able to suit up.
No.
So, thinking back to the last time that I saw and called May River, I mean, he was running like a madman. We talked about Hudson Baker,
at least 1B,
what he was able to do against JP2. That's Andrew Johnson, and then some. So that is a huge for as much as I've talked about the last couple of weeks, just trying to throw the ball a little bit more, get a little bit more creative with their offense. I think they have to do that. Whether they will or not, obviously it's not up to me, and no doubt they won't. But I think they have to, and that's the point too.
It's not there.
I'm going back. There. I'm going back to the point that I was alluding to those things because they don't have Andrew Johnson.
Right.
That they have to try something else.
And if you tell Buford all you got to do is stop the run, they're going to stop the run. I mean, to at least an extent.
Yeah, well, I don't think the Sharks threw a pass in that game. So, I mean, when you're one-dimensional like that, it's not as difficult to find those stops. But I just think May River's going to have to do a little bit more to beat Bluffton.
Absolutely, they will.
They're going to have to open up the playbook a little bit. But they'll be playing for second because Wes, your boys, locked it down. All I have is Thad Zarnecki highlights, but those are good.
That's all you need.
Angry runs, a compilation. It's just a compilation of angry runs and blocks.
What a dude. Huh.
I mean, that was a Risher touchdown.
My goodness.
That highlight. That's a busted play.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness. Picks it up, and he is gone. Wow.
And it looked like on that run, he was about ready to fall over about 4 or 5 times.
Now, look at this. Look at this. They lined him up as the kicker, and it's a straight fake.
Oh,
I'm surprised you didn't save that.
That was genius.
That's pretty.
That's pretty clever.
That was great.
That's great.
Yeah. I'm honestly surprised why they didn't save that for a bigger spot. But hey, good for them to execute right there.
Well, this probably wasn't supposed to get out, but
yeah.
Adds people got the video.
Zarnecki into the end zone again.
Man,
he is just a punctuation season, or at least regular season for him. And this is the first Seahawks region title since 2008. A lot of those Hilton Head players on the team, they weren't born yet.
You're right.
Yeah, I mean, just insane. I'm getting old. But Hilton Head tremendous region performance, and of course one more against Buford that they'd like to win to help secure potentially they're holding on to the 2 seed right now, I believe, in terms of the RPI. So
they are.
So.
Which is kind of a weird spot because it puts you against the upper states at large.
Really?
Which is kind of a scary
spot.
Yeah.
Wait,
yeah, there's an upper state at large in the 15 seed slot.
I don't like the look of that.
I know. I don't like it either.
I'm sorry. I'm confused.
It's giving Greer coming down here and whooping our baseball teams 14.
Would you rather be the 3 seed and play the last
maybe
auto bid from the lower state?
I'm not sure.
I'm so confused though. I'm confused.
But that is strange how 15 is the upper state at large. Wouldn't that because you would expect them.
Why would the here's my thing.
Should be overall at larges, like the just on the entire pool of teams and not just upper state and lower state 16.
I sort of agree, but that's what it's showing. I don't know if that spot rotates or what, but
I have no clue. But the upper state has more teams, so they're always a little bit and they've got some quality squads up there.
Yeah, but I'm wondering why would Greer be sitting in that or any
I don't know if it's I don't know who it's going to be. It's going to be whoever doesn't make the playoffs naturally.
There's I'm not sure it's all the selection.
Yeah, but if you're playing an at-large bid, wouldn't it be someone from the lower state rather than upper state?
No, the bracket
says in the bracket that the number 15 in the lower state is an upper state at large. Clearly says this.
That's just
look. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you what the bracket says.
That's what the bracket. I can take a picture of it and show it, but that is what the bracket says. Upper state.
I'm gonna have to look at the bracket. That's just stupid.
But Hampton County is in the house, guys, and they are also region champs to the tune of 211 to 12.
Wow!
In region play, they take the opening kick to the house. I know Jalen had a kickoff return, but was he really that far up? Maybe he was because they knew that they kicked it short or something. I don't know. But that's touchdown right when you started. And then you got Terrell Grant getting it cooking over to Desmond Mathis. Makes man miss. He's in the end zone. I hope they got that dead deer out of that net down there. It stunk last time I was over there. Deer get stuck in the nets down there. There's a pick six for Agent Zira. He had 5 touchdowns, 3 rushing, 1 kick return, 1 interception return. He's got like 30 touchdowns now in the season.
Goodness.
Maybe more than that, maybe 32. I think that's him again. Didn't quite make it that time. I got him down. He doesn't get tackled much. He had 9 carries and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
There goes Bowers.
Good
Bowers things, but nope, not goodbye. They chased him down and out of bounds. He didn't look 100% on that to me. He usually breaks away.
Yeah, he's usually.
And then I believe this would be Jalen Singletary again, 83 yards on the.
Oh my God!
Whoa!
Look at him go! Is breakaway speed. Great blocking downfield too. Just to
he is going to be receiving some good accolades at the end of the year for what he.
This is not Jalen Singletary. This is a freshman, Robert Amaker. He looks a lot like.
Yeah, they keep bringing kids up, man. Where do these kids come from?
Are you kidding
County,
me?
Son. Hampton County.
Golly, y'all got some serious talent out there.
They've been like that.
Good Lord.
And they are developing now. So they rolled 62 to 12. Wow. And they're done. They get to sit back next week, take it easy. A matter of fact, they went to the Falcons game on Sunday. Team field
nice.
Terrible game to go to.
Awful.
Not the one to see if you were a Falcons fan.
I would have said take the Monday off and go watch them play the Bills because that's what
Kirko needs to hang up his chains.
Makes no sense.
I tell you what.
You put up a good performance against Buffalo and then
Raheem Morris needs to go. Yep. He needs to go. See you later.
Get out.
I ended up watching a good chunk of that game myself, along with doing some prep for Thursday. And then I went to my mom and dad's house, and had dinner with them, and was also watching the Browns and Patriots, and that wasn't much better than Atlanta, Miami.
They interviewed Harbaugh, Mike Vrabel. They interviewed all those guys, and they still went with Raheem Morris.
Yeah.
Why? Why? God, that was so painful to watch.
Mistakes were made. No mistakes. Very few mistakes made in the Ville on homecoming, though.
How about them, man?
Efrain Tinoco booting his first of 2 field goals for a 3-0 lead, and then I got a kickoff just for fun. Pretty good return here by Branchville, actually. He's pretty. That dude was quick, and he finds a seam, but Tukey's waiting for him. Tukey lays him out, saves Efrain from having to make a tackle.
Can I just say, I can't wait for Hardyville's Nike jerseys to come in, man.
Right.
They are going to be so clean.
Kamari could not get the handle. He was trying to scoop and score. It didn't work out in his favor.
Oh, look at that airmail.
The PBU. The PBU downfield by Khalil Polite. Got to be all of 4'8". And then the bad snap on the punt, and his life gets miserable. Demian Gilliard, Hardyville wrestler with the takedown. Canes were feeling good, but still only 3-0 at that point.
Is it me?
No, it was. That's not true. Tukey had already scored. It was 10-0.
Is it me, or does Branchville look real? Like in terms of up on the trenches, they look real small.
They're very small from what I can tell.
We were able to control the line of scrimmage pretty well, get good pass protection, good run blocking.
God, they must have lost a lot of their front line players.
Yeah, they graduated a ton last year. That's Kyrell Jameson with the touchdown. He had 2. Tukey with the congratulations. Tukey was a man Friday night. He's tough.
Yeah.
Oh, tough one there. Yeah. But it deflects to the receiver, so we get the catch anyway. And then Millie, who's he got there? That's Kyrell.
Millie had a great game.
Yep.
Here comes Efrain from 40 yards just before half.
He's again once Branchville's number, just like in the dramatic game winner last year.
I think it was 43 yards last year for the game winner.
Yeah, that's
Kyrell popped his shoulder out on that on one of these plays, but he put it back in.
That's a football player.
That's Travis. That's CJ. That's Lil Black making people miss, reversing field, going all over the place.
Man.
If he just read Kamari's block and went outside him, he would have been in the house, but he was a little frenetic on that play. Some good runs. That was Tukey with an angry run.
Great execution for Hardyville's offense. It's great to see. They've had a couple of challenging games, so to be back home and to play at this high level on offense and to really do a great job of just seeing where your holes are and letting your blocking take care of open them up. So that's just excellent.
Well, the guy, Kamari's been the guy all year on offense, and he was pretty limited in this game on offense. So it was good to see that other guys could pick up the slack. And
I'm excited. I'm excited for them in the playoffs. They're gonna, whoever they end up playing, I think they're gonna be.
They're going to have a tough draw because they're going to get the 4 seed out of Region 6, which is really strong. But it looks like it will probably be a reasonably manageable game. That region's really tough. Looks like we'll probably get Lakeview. They've got a 500 record, but they have played a really tough schedule. The top 3 teams in their region are all top 10 teams in 1A. So it'll be a tough matchup. But, I mean, if we play like we did on Friday, we'll have a real chance. So hopefully we can keep it going next week at Allendale. And then we've kept you waiting for the granddaddy of them all, the big comeback from Bluffton. I'm not sure this is in chronological order. It might be. I could be wrong, but I felt like something was out of order here. Although sometimes he puts one play at the start that's like the big play, and that always confuses me. So maybe that's all it was. But anyway, here come the Bobcats. Sam Deaton on camera.
Looking sharp in those black unis.
Yeah, they're clean.
Figure I'll see those along with Max on Thursday night, too.
I suspect so, yeah. But it was all Bishop England early. They went up early on, and then they were up. They're eventually going to go up 24-7 here.
Tell you, man, Cordell Holly.
That's a talented football player right there.
It's an important fixture to the offense. I mean, it's more than just
look at this toe tap by Carnell.
Oh, Carnell! Oh my goodness, that is elite stuff.
Awesome.
That was
used in that one.
And then the pick by Amari. That one was
wow.
Get up and get it, big dog.
Yeah. He went receiver mode on that one and just went and got
that toe tap by Carnell. He used all 4 stars for that one.
I mean, that is why he is noteworthy. He's got notoriety as a
notorious.
Yeah.
Look at that though, man. You got to.
That's a great run.
It is. So I think, yeah.
Is that Roman?
This was the touchdown that got him back to 24-14, and then that's a great defense. Man, it was a fast-paced game. Look at that. That's AP. That's AP breaking it. That was the tying score.
I can see why SEC teams are looking at him. God.
Yeah,
this is what we were all waiting to see from Bluffton right here, seeing these two guys.
And then that was 4th down. They get home, get it back from McCarthy. He goes to work, hits Tyler Wolf, who was really involved last year.
That's
drop in the bucket.
That's another really good kid right there in Tyler Wolf. Very good receiver.
And then it's Carnell doing his little salsa dance on the sideline.
Yeah.
And then it's Aiden McCarthy taking it himself.
Just a really well done drive right there, and so many weapons involved. When they're at this level, they can be tough. Yep. Defense able to stand tall.
They get it to the 35. They pop it out, but he gets it back. But they get down to the 35, and then they're going to take a couple shots deep. Going to try Carnell on the corner. He got away with a little bit of a hold there. Had a hold of the jersey, but no call. This time he's got clean coverage, and he gets the pick.
Nice. That is just textbook.
Bobcats get away with the 31-24 win.
What a game.
I mean, your stars need to show up in a game like that, and even when you were behind, you had that belief that McCarthy was going to find that extra level of his play, and just what a season has been for Aiden McCarthy and how valuable he has been. Obviously, they have some great talent around him, but they need to run that offense, to get a competent quarterback, and McCarthy has been that, and then some, and so much more. And he deserves so much praise for what he has done to lead the offense. He is just so lethal on the ground. We saw it again on Friday, and that's a really big momentum-building win. Of course, heading to the big one on Thursday against May River, and Bluffton they're playing some good football at the right time. Even though they didn't play good football over 48 minutes, but it didn't matter because they found a way. And the guys who were supposed to be those playmakers this year really stepped up, and some more did as well. I mean, credit to the defense for what they're able to do to give that offense a chance to be that difference maker. So just really
go ahead, Wes. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, this was one that they really needed. Even though it was Bishop England, this now secures them at least third and a chance to get them to second place. So important in terms of reading places, but just in terms of momentum being built from a win like this, knowing that you can come from behind and you're not out of the game. That is important when you get deeper in the season and into the playoffs. I mean, this team has the firepower to win in a shootout with some quality teams, and you love to see the defense find a way to even get better as we get into the playoffs. But Bluffton showing that don't forget about us. I mean, we might be the preseason hype team that Hilton may have overshadowed us in the regular season, but don't forget about us. We're still going to have a say in it. We are far from done, and I expect them to really build off of this as they get ready for May River this week.
You illustrated it so well right there, Wes, because as we take a look at the Lowco high school football standings, in that 6-4A, Hilton Head and Bluffton are there at the top, and I think that they do things a little bit differently, especially on the offensive side, but I think they're very similar, And I had said it before. I think we all had said it before, especially with me joining Javon for the call between Hilton Head and May River a week and a half ago now on Beaufort's own. Hilton Head did not look their best, especially in that first half, but they found a way to win. And the really good teams find a way to win. And even when they start off a little bit sluggish, as Bluffton did, as Hilton Head has done over the last couple of weeks, they find a way to get things done, and it's going to make things really interesting for this final week of football in the regular season for sure.
Sure is. So we'll have Hilton Head against. Go ahead, Max. Yeah, what do you got?
My thing would be like, look, I'm happy that Bluffton got the win, but they need to. If I had to give them any criticism, it would be you need to come out the gates running. You have to start out strong, aggressive. You cannot do that because if you play, I'll tell you right now, like
true against May River, can't get behind.
Yeah, they can't get behind, but it's even if they make the playoffs, if they end up playing someone like, say for whatever reason, South Florence, you get behind, there's no way you're coming back. You got to come out the gates running, scoring, being aggressive. You can't take your eye off the ball, even against Bishop England, who hasn't had the best of seasons, at least in region play.
The sluggish first halves are not a new thing for them either necessarily.
No,
and they kind of did that in some other games
County
as well.
Yeah, and I get that.
Hampton a little bit in the first half. Certainly the Whale Branch game. Remember, it was only like 7-0 until right before the half.
Look, I get that they've been known to do slow starts, but I just feel like you're going to get yourself in a world of trouble if you end up in the playoffs facing a team that's going to give you a challenge and you don't get off to a fast start. You're going to
you're just leaving money on the table when that offense only gets 7 points and a half. You've got to be able to get more than that.
Yeah.
So Hilton Head, Colleton, top bottom. No, Hilton Head Beaufort, sorry. 1 versus 5 this week. Bishop England against Colleton, and Bluffton May River will decide 2nd and 3rd. Everything else, Beaufort beating, or if Colleton were to beat Bishop England, that would mess some stuff up, make a 3-way tie at the bottom. I don't think that'll happen though, but we'll see.
I don't see it, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't either, but I can conceive of it.
We don't need to look at this one.
Yeah, we're out of this one, but it's going to come down to Oceanside, Orangeburg, Wilkinson on Friday for the championship, and that should be a good one. Hanahan's looking pretty good, so I'm not loving Battery Creek's chances of getting another win.
This one, on the other hand,
Hampton rolls through it. They're the region champs. Whale Branch still has Barnwell left, and that's a big game. It'll be for 3rd place in the region, unless Edisto somehow knocks off Lake Marion. But I don't think that would matter because Lake Marion beat Whale Branch and Barnwell, so they got it no matter what. So it's just for 3rd. So you're trying to move up a line in the playoff seeding, and that should be a good game.
I'm actually shocked. I'm shocked looking at that Edisto sits with an 0-3 record in region.
Yeah, me too. They're a decent team. That region's been pretty evenly matched. All those games have been close. Other than Hampton's, all the rest have been close. Bamberg has got it wrapped up, although they still got to play Denmark Olar, but that should be a walkover. Ridgeland wrapped up 2nd, and then Hardyville and Allendale will go head-to-head for 3rd on Friday night in Allendale. As far as I know, that is on Friday. I know some people are averse to playing football on Halloween, apparently. We had a few games moved to Thursday. Seems like mostly the smaller schools, but also May River Bluffton. That might
maybe, there might be.
It's probably because the teams are afraid that they're not going to have attendance.
I think it's
more people are going to want to celebrate Halloween. On Friday.
It gets dark pretty early now. You can start treating, but like Stricklander said, just do a trunk or treat in the parking lot at the football game.
Well, I was also wondering if there was the potential
costume of the game. What's wrong with that?
I was also
always fun to see what the student section will do.
What's that, Max?
I was also thinking there was also the potential with that game being moved. I was wondering if maybe WSAV was going to do that game for like a Halloween special between Bluffton and May River, but
I don't think so. I think they're doing a Savannah game.
Yeah, I don't think so.
This one's probably wrapped up, but JP2 could
down.
knock off Pinewood on Friday or Thursday. That could happen.
But even
create
then,
a three-way tie.
Oh yeah, that would make it interesting. But I don't see it happening.
Yeah.
Also, Pinewood Prep, I think they played First Baptist, obviously, but the week before they played Northwood Academy, which has been an absolute unit.
Yeah.
And actually, I think they're
everybody
the team
from First
Baptist. I think
yeah.
Northwood,
Well, they kind of switched. They
took First Baptist coach last year.
Right. Well, First Baptist used to be
Yeah.
Powerhouse. Northwood was a disaster for a few years, and now they've flip flopped.
Well,
and it was
the funny
the
thing
other
is,
way before that.
Yeah.
I'll keep saying this throughout the playoffs. I think Northwood is the team that can dethrone Hammond in the 4A ranks for the state title. I really do. Hammond's been okay this year, but they haven't been great. And by the way, they only beat Pinewood Prep by 7 points earlier in the season. So there's a chance that I think Northwood or Porter Gowd could have a shot against Hammond.
All right. We're in a bad spot in this one. Hilton Head Prep going to finish 4th, but that should get them in the playoffs as far as we know. And they still have one more non-region game against Hilton Head Prep or against Hilton Head Christian. Bethesda's running away with that one. They destroyed PD 49-0.
Yeah, that's the state championship.
They must be the favorite.
Everybody's doors off. And then here we go. Carlton Prep has locked up the region title, and we've got a showdown for second on Friday.
That is going to be fun
at Harvard Beach Field.
So crazy how that's going to be for second place. I did not ever expect Thomas Hayward, especially with how their season started, to be sitting with a shot at second place.
Honestly,
well, they're 2-5, but the two are in region.
Right.
So there you go. And it may not be close. We'll see. Andrew Jackson and Patrick Henry will play for a playoff spot, presumably, with the winner getting one and the loser not. That Thomas Hayward game was wild. They were way down Friday night and came all the way back. 3 long touchdown runs by Josh Gibson in the second half to give them a 27-24 lead, and then they couldn't hold them at the end and came up short. But weird game. They got way down the road. And then the 8-man not going great for Cross. They're 0-9, but they got their best shot on Thursday at home.
I was looking at that a little bit at the station today, and obviously got a couple of days to think about it. But man, I want to, but stay tuned.
Yeah. Well, I think, the other thing would be, if you look at that schedule, Palmetto Christian slammed Cathedral on Friday.
Cathedral, which means they're getting better.
It gives me a little less hope.
They dominated Kings too, which is a common opponent between the two.
Wait, they beat Kings? No.
They beat Kings?
I think
they
so.
didn't beat Kings.
That's what I saw. Oh, maybe I'm thinking.
I think they only beat Cross and
they beat Cross and Cathedral.
Yeah, that's it. They lost 40-10.
I stand corrected.
And 14-0. That's a tough game against Kings. Speaking of which, my goodness, I got to look at this kid's stats because it's ridiculous. Cross just played Holly Hill. Holly Hill's undefeated.
Yeah.
And 8-man football has crazy stats. So listen to this guy, Parker Kaiser. He's their junior quarterback. In 9 games, he's only attempted 23 passes for 121 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. But he's rushed 223 times for 2,607 yards and 41 touchdowns in 9 games.
It's NCAA football.
Wow.
Oh my God.
That's the quarterback for Holly Hill.
Wow.
8-man football, ladies and gentlemen. That is 8-man football.
He's averaging 289.
NCAA football, I mean the video game, not actual.
Right. Yeah. When you're running triple option or something.
Good grief.
Yeah, Parker Kaiser. I don't know what he'll do after high school, but man, he's a dog 8-man football player. And you see these guys every now and then on college football or the NFL, but they're like, they 9-man football in rural Wisconsin.
You hear Chris Collinsworth talk about somebody who came from a place you wouldn't expect every now and then.
Yeah.
So.
Never do know.
Yep.
All right, fellas. Well, shout out to some of our sponsors. We got Hudson's Seafood House on the docks, the place to be for seafood sunsets and cocktails on Hilton Head Island, and presenting sponsor of Under the Bus. We'll have a new episode for you tomorrow night at 8 p.m. with the whole crew, Curry Kirkpatrick, Bob Stevens, and Rich Basirico on Under the Bus on Lowco Media Network, presented by Hudson Seafood House on the docks. We got Twenge and Twombly, our favorite personal injury attorneys over in Beaufort with the rare name. They provide remarkable service at Twenge and Twombly. And then we've got Coach Barron, our friend from Hilton Head Prep. He's hung up his whistle. He's focused on a new kind of screens, and he wants to improve your view of the Low Country with Hilton Head Island windows and doors. And then we've got, of course, our official wrestling club and wrestling sponsor and presenting sponsor of the Lowco Grind, Reverence Wrestling Club in Bluffton, and Jay's Barbershop, the place to be in Ridgeland when you need a haircut or not. All right, fellas, parting thoughts. Marcus Walsh, you're technically a guest here, even though you practically live here. What's going on, man? What do you got on your mind?
I know my mom will not watch this, but I have to give her a shout out. Sometimes there's nothing quite like a Sunday dinner with the fam. I mentioned earlier that I went over to see my mom and dad because I had my dad drop me off at over at Hardyville at the sports complex there, the Richard Gray Sports Complex, and conversation kind of got a little bit somber and sentimental between my dad and I, and he's just like, "We miss you, son. You got everything going on in your life. You live like 5 minutes away, but your mom and I miss you." So I'm like, maybe let's get together on Sunday and have dinner either out somewhere or at the house, whatever. Have either one of you three tried the French dish coq au vin?
Not
By
familiar
chance?
with coq au vin.
Where would you get that?
It is a chicken dish. I've had it twice, and one of them was on yesterday. The Funky Bunch's sister, Kelly, made it back, I don't know when, earlier this year maybe. It is a French styled chicken dish, and typically it's like in a stew kind of preparation. You can put it over mashed potatoes, as Kelly did, or my mom just served it with bread. But it's kind of stewed chicken with like mushrooms and bacon and a little bit of extra schmaltz and whatnot. And I tell you what, that is some good eating. It was so good. So especially
like
as it's starting to get especially as it's starting to get colder, you want some stick to your ribs fare. Go French and get some coq au vin.
You would bring
delicious.
You would bring up a food topic when I was about to get ready to eat something after.
About to eat my arm off.
Yeah, I'm hungry as it is. Yep. But that sounds really good. That sounds really good.
It's outstanding.
Tasty.
Yeah.
Tasty stuff. Shout out to mom. Home cooked meal.
Home cooking, nothing like it.
Max Raj, what you got, buddy?
Well, first of all, happy Sports Equinox Day.
Yep.
Yes.
Obviously, baseball, Monday Night Football, 11 WNBA games, 2 NHL games, and also MLS soccer games taking place all today on what is I believe the 32nd ever Sports Equinox. And speaking of baseball, the Dodgers have just scored to make it a 1-run game.
Ohtani, who else?
Yeah, Ohtani's got 2 doubles and a dinger tonight.
So yeah, I keep looking through all these teams, and I'm just so I'm so excited because playoffs are just around the corner.
They are, baby.
Yeah,
that's an exciting time for it. So I'm thoroughly excited because it is crunch down week, fellas. It is go time. So
love it.
Obviously very excited, and of course I'm always excited to be joining you guys for football playoffs as always, because it is always one of the best
times a year. Yep, for sure. Always so much fun because the games mean so much more, and everything is back to 5, and Dodgers about to tie it. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, as much as Toronto, it looked like they had a chance to steal this one. Dodgers right back.
Dang it!
the two big stars, and Mookie, I guess you could say one, but Freddie and Shohei coming up big.
I love seeing grown men look like children.
Well, yeah, look, honestly.
Can I also say I
act like children in a good way?
Yeah.
Can I also say I hate the Dodgers. I hate the Dodgers, but I will forever love Freddie Freeman.
Sure.
Yeah, what a dude!
I cannot.
What a class act.
The same about Mookie. I as a Red Sox fan, I don't know. Just the way that he left was not. I just
kind of is, but
I mean, yeah, it's our fault. But I'm just. I don't know. It's just the way
is it ever not the Red Sox fault? I mean,
really, they keep messing it up.
Oh yeah, they're in a tough situation with.
We've been debating this in my house because my wife has adopted the Dodgers. She's rooting for the Dodgers.
Bregman,
My wife's rooting for the Dodgers because she likes their individual players. She loves Shohei. She loves Mookie. She loves Freddie. And I said, yeah, that's perfectly defensible. I love all those guys too, but I still hate the Dodgers. They're wearing the wrong laundry,
that you love to hate, and there's
they're wearing the wrong laundry.
Like the Yankees.
The Cowboys unless they're Cowboys.
Yeah, right, exactly. Marcus,
Cowboys.
Same thing
Notre
with
Dame.
The Yankees. Yeah,
a lot of folks.
Actually, I don't
the evil empire of the moment.
Yep.
I actually don't hate Notre Dame. I wouldn't put Notre Dame.
And I'm just saying, in the grand scheme of things, I mean, I grew up as a huge Notre Dame fan.
Definitely the Cowboys, 100%.
The Cowboys are the biggest example for sure.
Yeah. Alabama is an example.
Alabama. But of course the Yankees as well in Major League Baseball.
Yeah. And then of course just whoever your personal demon is, like the Cardinals for me.
Right.
Broncos.
I don't like the Cardinals either.
The Detroit Tigers.
Yeah. I don't share that one with you, but all right. So Max is excited about football. Wes, what do you got?
So unfortunately, not the greatest parting thought in terms of the best news. Another tough loss for the Sand Sharks on the soccer field, and it's just unfortunate to see it go south the way it is. Well, it started off so great, but it's very similar to what happened last year, where their offense is dried up. They make a couple of errors and mistakes out there, and they drop a couple of games they should have won, and not the way you want to finish conference play. They've been shut out in 3 straight games: Lander, Columbus State, and USC Aiken. So
it's funny because a couple weeks ago we were talking about this, and I said, I really do think the Sand Sharks, I said clear as day, I think the Sand Sharks have learned from the mistakes they made last year and would be able to get those wins. And unfortunately, they have not been able to get the wins that they, absolutely 100% need. And it's frustrating because now you're sitting in a spot where, if I'm not mistaken, it's the top 4 teams for the playoffs, correct?
Well, yeah, I mean, let me see. They'll probably still get in.
Top 8 get into the tournament, right?
Yeah, top 4 hosts. Top 4 hosts. Yeah. Top 8. So they'll likely get in. Let's see, where are they now? They're 11 points. Yeah, I think they've actually clinched this. Yeah, so they've clinched their spot. But there are some other teams that haven't played their full slate of games. So USC is a bye this week. Although they're not really bye in terms of they're buying the conference, but they'll have games coming up. Right. So but
I just think they're so close.
They are. They just so like close. I said, they just need a little bit more oomph in terms of their offense. I mean, you can't go 3 big games without finding a goal. I mean, you got
right.
It's just
doesn't work.
It's just not the recipe for success. And they turned it over a couple of times in that Aiken game where just they didn't make those mistakes early in the year. I don't know. Sometimes it happens to you, but just their passing, it just was not as clinical as it was earlier in the season. So it's just tough to see that. However, in better news, it is almost basketball season, guys. It is almost USCB hoop season. We are only a couple weeks away from getting things started. And that means it is time for the mascot security specialist to get back to work. Yes. Our guy who has been such an awesome.
There we go. Yeah. I was gonna bring this up too. Jacob Marasco, the mascot security, getting in there with Finnegan and the Sand Sharks, Coach Ron. Can't wait. Cannot wait. I talked to Coach Ron a little while back when we were over at the school for something, and he's fired up about his recruits. And I know that the women have added a number of players as well that they're excited about. So can't wait. Cannot wait.
Courtney Campbell being one.
Absolutely.
Campbell, but
I can't wait to see her.
Almost a week away. The first game is November the 8th for the women. They host Claflin at the Cove. Early start, 11 a.m. tip-off on Saturday the 8th.
Awesome. I also saw that they are having the Sand Shark World Series. Let me see if what I can find here. Yeah, it's kind of cool. They had a whole draft. Game 1 will be Wednesday in the Ville, 4:15 p.m. The Sand Shark World Series. You can go on Twitter and see who all got drafted, which also allowed me to do a little snooping on who some of the new guys were. Got quite a few JUCO bats and arms in there, and some other transfer portal guys. I didn't see any huge splash type guys, but you don't really expect that. But quite a few, guys that hit 340, 350, knocked in some runs in JUCO. Big 6'7" right-hander. You can't go wrong with a 6'7" right-hander.
Can't go wrong with a
they got
6'7"
some fresh blood, and you can head out there Wednesday if you get a chance and check out game 1. 4:15. I suspect they're going to play every day, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
I can't wait till they get their field on campus.
It's either Thursday or Friday. There's going to be Jeff, our friend Jeff Riley, is going to be taking part in a little T-ball game on the softball field. The softball girls are going to play against some of the best buddies.
Oh, awesome.
So that'll be cool. That'll be very cool.
That's great. That's great.
Awesome.
Love when Best Buddies gets involved with athletics, and we can see them, of course, in the basketball court in their halftime show that they do every year, which is
I
awesome.
see this video coming up, Justin. I know where
this
is going.
For my final parting thought, since we're on the topic of Jeff Riley, I got a real kick out of him being the warrior.
Yes.
Warrior mascot. Look at the fans are into it.
We implored him on air to be careful with that sword, even though he had the shield. Easy with that sword, buddy.
I love it.
By the way,
I just love to see how much you guys have continued to incorporate him into the broadcast.
Yeah. Speaking of food, I heard you enjoyed a good burger.
He was great again.
10 out of 10 on the burger.
Yes, and I even texted Kevin today. Was it today? It was either today or yesterday. That I think that he needs to go more towards a side and a drink at Bluffton, because there you encompass the full meal. He went dessert.
They have the Stay in Mind
he went
Cafe,
the main dish.
which has, I believe, one Hot Mama's.
You got some good options.
They got a lot to choose
from. He sure does.
Got some good options.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to see what you guys do for your final broadcast of the season. It's always a good time, not just to watch the football game, to see whatever else Kevin Libby and Jeff Riley and everybody else comes up with on the sideshow.
Forrest Tucker's going to be back on the sideline doing the interviews. He's already got a bunch of the pregame stuff ready and lined up and whatnot for us. So
I don't think Kevin Libby's a sideline reporter. I think he's a sideshow reporter.
Yes, he is.
Yes, for
no
sure.
doubt.
100%.
All right, boys. Well, good stuff tonight. We got through all the highlights. We got you caught up on what's happening in the playoffs. Final round of that golf tournament tomorrow out at Hilton Head Lakes. So we will see if one of those Lowco teams can bring home the title.
We have another show planned for tomorrow night, because we have May River Volleyball. Their coach is coming on the show, and possibly a player as well. We'll have to talk to her about that. But we'll have Under the Bus, followed by the LowcoSports Lowdown tomorrow night.
That's right, and we'll also have boys volleyball.
Yes, Bluffton
semifinal action. Bluffton
and Travelers Rest.
Bluffton against Travelers Rest on the road. So we'll see if they can bring that one home, make it to the finals. Probably against Oceanside if they make it.
Yeah, However, if they do, now obviously they got to beat Travelers Rest, but they play Oceanside, and it was a 2-1 decision. I mean, they took a self Oceanside earlier in the year.
So we'll see. Maybe the Bobcats will be the first boys volleyball team to bring a state title home to the Loco. We shall see. And we'll let you know if they keep it alive tomorrow night on the Loco Sports Lowdown. So thanks to all of our sponsors who make it all possible. Thanks to all of you for showing up to listen or watch. And thanks to you fellas, best wingmen in the business. For Marcus Walsh, Max Araj, and Wes Kerr, I'm Justin Jarrett. Till next time, go Loco.